Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to our little short video on Purexpert. So Jermaine Cappuccini has a range specifically for oily and acne skin. First I should talk a little bit about what causes oily acne skin. So one of the biggest things which we're aware of is obviously hormones and obviously those internal changes within the body, and that can cause the skin to break out at any age, not just young teenagers. The second thing would be poor skin hygiene. It's not a great thing to think about, but are we washing our skin daily with the correct product? Is what we're washing our skin with including, I've seen clients use loofahs on their skin or other cleansing mitts that are harboring bacteria so that they're actually causing more problem than they are good. Are they using a product that's too harsh? Because if you scrub the skin or take the good health away from the skin, you can cause an imbalance in the good bacteria, so this can cause breakouts. Another thing is what we call hyperkeratinization. So this is actually when we see a build-up of dead skin sitting on the surface. So my little analogy for this is what I call ant mounts. So this actually breaks down all that dead skin build-up, or the dead skin build-up builds up. So when you're using a product, you need something that's going to actually break down those ant mounts, because otherwise they start to block the pores, things get trapped in the skin, bacteria lands on it. And then another thing is a stimulation of oil. Now breakouts are not always combined with oil flow, but obviously the skin will produce oil as a protective mechanism. So the more oil it's producing, the nicer environment for the bacteria, possibly then we have poor skin hygiene, and then one thing leads to another. So how do we treat it? Well, the answer would be Jermaine Cappuccini's Purexpert range. Like I mentioned, it is designed for skins that break out. We have two separate ranges, one called Purexpert normal skin, so this is if your skin doesn't have oil flow, and one called Purexpert oily skin, obviously for skins that have oil flow. So the biggest thing is working out whether you're one or the other, and the best place to find that information would definitely be a Jermaine Cappuccini skin therapist, or we can help you here at head office if you are in a remote area. So the details are all on our website. So the first thing that we need to do with when treating breakouts is cleanse, okay? So these little kits are a great way to start. If you've got oily skin or normal skin, we have a kit for each type. So this one here is the oily skincare pack, and you'll notice it has numbers on the product. So step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. Step number 1 is a gel cleanser. So it's best applied to wet skin. You use about a pea size in the hand, gently foam it with a little bit of water, and then apply it to the skin, little circular motions all over, keeping it outside the eye area, and then remove it with a really wet face washer. Make sure your face washer is changed daily for best skin hygiene, and also your pillowcase. If you have a lot of cystic breakouts, change your pillowcase on a daily basis, because you will be spreading bacteria onto the pillow, and then obviously the next day you can be laying in that. So it's important to change those daily. Step number 2 is our refining essence. Now these are also available in larger sizes, step number 1 and 2, but this is a little starter kit or trial kit that is a great one to get you started. So step number 2, refining essence, is applied onto a cotton pad. You just apply it directly onto the dry cotton pad and then wipe it all over the skin. Now do not use this over the eye area. It is important that it's kept outside the eye, so above the brows and below the bone. That is classified as the eye area, so we use it outside of that area. The reason we don't use it over the eyes is it contains salicylic acid. Now, salicylic acid breaks down those little ant mounts that I was talking about before. Our hyperkeratinization that builds up on the surface of the skin, the salicylic acid will gently exfoliate on a daily basis. It will remove breakouts. It basically is like using a scrub daily, but it's the best way to do it, because if you're scrubbing, you're not actually looking after the good bacteria on the skin, and if you start throwing that out of order, then your skin will counteract that by producing more breakouts. So it's important that we keep the skin in equilibrium there. And then the third product is, this is a full size one in our starter kit, but also can be purchased separately, is your treatment cream. Okay, so this cream is called Hydramat. With all our treatment creams, we're best to use a cotton tip for good skin hygiene to remove the amount of product that we need. Usage is important, so about the size of my fingernail bed is all we need. Don't blend it into your fingertips. Apply that pea size or fingernail bed straight onto the skin, and then massage it outways onto the skin. And always make sure your hands are nice and clean before you start touching your skin. That's another thing to be really mindful of. If you have a skin that breaks out, try not to play with it. A lot of people tend to fiddle, or they tend to lean on one side, or they tend to pick. This will actually just irritate the skin and cause more breakouts. So that's our step 1, 2, 3, and perfect if you have an oily skin like this skin kit. Also available for normal skin as well. All the products can be purchased separately. So my next product that I'm going to talk about in Purexpert, this is called Balancing Perfecting Serum. So it comes in this box. It's 50 ml size, so it's a good generous size. You only need to use, it's a pump action, so you only need to use 1 to 2 pumps, and this is always used underneath step number 3. So this is your moisturizer. So you would use your step number 1, your cleanser, step number 2, your refining essence, and then you put your balancing perfecting serum underneath. This is a concentrated oil control and antibacterial serum. So this will slow down your oil flow. Even if you don't have oil flow, you can use this because it helps to break the cycle of breakouts. It contains hyaluronic acid, so it's fantastic for breaking that cycle if your skin is in a cycle of constant breakouts. Even if you just have breakouts around the chin area, Balancing Perfecting Serum is perfect to introduce into any routine just in that area underneath your treatment cream or moisturizer. And then we also have a mask. So next product here, which is called Exfoliating Dermo Perfecting Mask. This one is, or purifying mask, this one is perfect because it gives the skin a gentle exfoliation. No more than twice a week, so you would apply about the size of my thumbnail or a little bit bigger. Spread it all over the skin after you've cleansed your skin and leave it on for around about 15 minutes. You can, when you first put it on, give a gentle exfoliation because it does have tiny little beads in it. So you can use it where you've maybe got a little build-up of blackheads or any imperfections, and then you just leave it in place for the balance of the time. So it should stay on for around about that 15-minute mark. Then just wet it down with wet fingertips and remove it with a really wet face washer. And then you follow with your refining essence, your balancing perfecting serum, and your finishing treatment cream, or your step number 3. And last but not least, I would like to talk about our roll-on spot. So this is Purexpert roll-on spot. It actually has a little roller ball in the top, which I love, and this is antibacterial, so the metal that it is made out of will not harbor or carry bacteria, so bacteria basically dies instantly. You also have an antibacterial chamber, so nothing rolls back into the product. This is perfect to use. You can pop this one in your handbag and literally apply it onto spots on a daily basis or throughout the day. If you're feeling a little pimple come up, grab onto the SOS because it's something that will instantly then stop that pimple from growing and really help it to heal much faster. So great product if your skin's breaking out. That pretty much wraps up our Purexpert video. I hope you've enjoyed the information that I've shared with you today, and I look forward to seeing you back here soon. Thanks so much.